Hello, this video is based on 7th grade standards here in Florida. This one's covering a typical standard over percent increase and decrease. I don't have the actual standard numbers here. Let me see if I can find it in the lesson. It's going to be 7.251, and students will be able to use percents to describe change. So we're talking about change here. How do we determine percent increase, decrease based on the numbers? So if you look at the numbers, what you're basically going to do is you're going to find the original amount, and the new amount. So what you're going to do is take the change, take the amount that it changed by, and divide it by the original amount. So in this case, let's say I buy a bicycle for 150 bucks, but I notice maybe a few weeks later, the same bike's on sale for $175. So it's increased in quite a bit of money, right? 25 bucks. So the amount of change is going to go on top, so $25 will go on top. Divide that by the original amount, and so the original amount in this situation would not be 175, it would be 150. 150 is your original amount. So you divide 25 by 150. So if you do that on the calculator, so 25 divide by 150 equals, and you get a decimal. So you see it's 0.16 repeating, and if you were to change that back to an actual percentage, you're going to move the decimal to the right 2 places, 1, 2. So it's going to be 16.6 repeating. Percentage. But if you wanted to actually maybe round it off to the nearest whole number, we can say it's approximately equal to about 17%. Okay, so either one of those would be correct. You could either just say it this way, or we could say it this way, 17%. Okay, so again, to find percent increase or decrease, you just take the amount of change, how much did it change by, okay, numerically or quantitatively, divide that by your original amount. Okay, that's typically your first number, and that's it. It'll give you a decimal. Convert it over to a decimal. Remember, I'm sorry, to a percentage. When you go from a decimal to a percentage, you're going to move your decimal point to the right 2 places. Okay, because remember, percent means per 100. Cent means 100. So it's over 100. So that's what that percentage means. All right, so if we go for number 2, you see, let's say it was 100 degrees today, but tomorrow it's going to be 70. So that's going to be, what's the amount of change going to be? 30 degrees, all right? So it's going to be a drop. So it's a drop of 30 degrees. Right? So 30 degrees divide by your original amount. Now if you divide 30 by 100, you should get 0.30. And in this case, that equals 30%. And this is going to be a 30% decrease. Let me go ahead and put decrease down. Some would probably notate it like this, minus 30%, because it's a drop of 30%. But either way, you can say 30% decrease or minus 30%. Either way. Same thing here, you could say 17% increase. Because this is an increase, right? It goes from 150 to 175, so it goes up, it's an increase. This goes down, so it's a decrease. So that's basically it. I don't know if you want to do plus 17%, you can, to show that it's an increase. But either or, as long as you have some kind of notation there that goes up 17% and that goes down 30%, you can do it with the name, with the little word of increase, decrease, or the actual sign. 3. So how do we use this in, let's say, the real world? Okay, so if I have a game console for 250 bucks, like an Xbox or PlayStation or something along those lines, and then there was a 20% increase, right? Let's say the store gets it for 250 bucks, right? But they're going to sell it for 20% more because they want to make money, right? So what would be the new amount? What would be the amount that they would advertise to sell it? Okay. So there's 2 ways that you can do this. You can take 250 and times it by 20%, which is 0.20. Find that amount, which would be let's see, 0, 0, 0, add another 0, 0, 0, it's 10, 10, 4, 5, 2 decimals, that's basically 50 bucks, right? So you would take the $50, and that's your markup price. This is what they would, that would be the increase. That's 20% increase right here, okay? So this equals to your 20% increase, right? This is 100% what it cost them, but it's 20% extra, so that's what they can make this, they can make 50 bucks off of a $250 game console. But for you, if you were to buy that game console, you would add that, right? You would add this. So 100% of 250 is 250. 250 plus 50 is $300. So you're going to add that together, and that's what you would pay as a customer. Okay, 300 bucks. So that's one way to do it. Okay, you do it separately, add the percentage back to the original amount, and you get your cost. Another way to think about it is this. You're paying 100% of that console, right? And you're also paying 20% towards the store because they got to make money, right? So instead of multiplying it by 20% and then adding it back to 100%, let's just multiply this times 120%. 120% would be 1.2 as a decimal. So if you do that, what's going to end up happening is you're going to get, believe it or not, you're going to get $300. Okay, so this would be 0, 10, 4, 5, add a 0, 0, 5, 2. Add it all together. 1 decimal point here, $300. So you end up with the same amount of money. So either way, you can do it together like this, or you can do it separately like that. And that's basically it for now. This is on percent increase decrease. We'll talk later more about savings, and then maybe taking away from 100% and showing that down the road. God bless.